Alrighty, what is going on today, guys? Evan Aldo here. I'm really excited to make this video for you guys because we're in that place in the cycle, right now in that 4-year cycle where you have a lot of opportunity, especially for altcoins, and there's a lot of possibilities for quite a few coins here that could potentially give you a 10x in the next bull run. So here are five coins in no particular order, nothing particularly worse or better than any other ones that could potentially do a 10x over the next 12 to 18 months, 12 to 24 months, let's say. I mean, if we do see a peak in December 2025, or even January of 2026, like we saw in the cycle where we peaked out for a lot of the altcoins in January of 2018, if we see that similar to that kind of cycle there, the cycle before the last bull run. So that's what we're looking at right now. And the coins that I'm going to start with here, well, I'll start with crypto.com, CRO coin. And this is like, five of these all five coins are kind of diversified in kind of what they do, which I think is good. Obviously you want to do more research than just, look at the charts like I'm going to do right now, but I'm a big TA guy. So I like to look at it in terms of charts, and on all these five coins, I mean, there are some decent fundamentals and, decent things that could, bring us up. There's a strong argument to be made. So let's get started with CRO right now. And, looking at the chart right here, looking at, this VWAP coming up, trigger wave kind of forming right here. This could set us, bullishly for a while. You've been in the red for a while. Now it's time to potentially go in the green for a while. And if we want to measure out, how long we could, it's not a complete exact science. Let's say we went in the red over here, I guess, because there's just not enough data. This hasn't been around long enough. And now we're finally coming into the green, back here, January of 25, potentially staying in the green. I think it could go on potentially longer, based on kind of that 4-year cycle. And if we are, so we're, we had our correction. This is, I think, the kind of disbelief phase. This correction is the disbelief phase in kind of that bubble pop psychology. So that's what I'm looking at. We're looking at that 41% correction. Now, from there, we're at about 8 cents right now. If we can get back to this area, that's pretty big. That's about, almost a 5x, 46 cents. If we could get close to all-time highs, if you get to 90 cents or something, that's going to be your 10x. Can this come back to all-time highs? Crypto.com, there hasn't been many issues with it, with them as a company compared to a lot of other places, compared to a lot of other things. I mean, Gemini had the issues with Genesis, their own program. There's been a lot of problems, a lot of FUD there. Binance had the CZ stepping down, all that going on. CRO or Crypto.com so far has been okay, and it's got that name brand, that name recognition. So I think there's a good shot here of doing something. $2 billion market cap, a 10x would be a $20 billion market cap. I think there's a decent shot of that. Going into the next year to 2 years here. And I think you could generally be straight up for a while on this potentially. Moving on to our second one right here. This is going to be Atom. I've liked this as a project. This is a small enough market cap. It's almost a $4 billion market cap where you could see some serious gains here, potentially going up to 30 or $40 billion market cap, giving you that 10x money flow, coming up here on the 5-day. If we could do, let's just measure it out. So we started with the green here. This is April 2020. We're back there. Say we come into the green in April of 2024 this year. Our peak would be, okay, that's up to May of 26. This is where you ended in the green right there. So actually, let me just draw this a little bit. Let's end this at the peak right here. Let's just end this at the peak right here. Say we're starting in, that's a little late right there. We want to be in the end of April. There you go, January 26, similar to January of 18, peaking out in that kind of area. You may need to have that patience. You may need to wait for that amount of time, but a 10x is a 10x that could potentially be life-changing wealth. Now, you got to go high. You got to go double of our previous all-time high, which crypto has done a lot of times. If you can get up to, you're looking at $100. If you can get up there, almost to 10x, I think the market cap, I think there's a possibility here. I think there's a decent shot here. That's just my 2 cents. I mean, we could also kind of measure this, if you're following this kind of trend line here, that's too high. Never mind. That's way too high. Sometimes this does give you what you need, but that's I mean, there's certain, super bullish people who will tell you, it could do a 30, 40x or something. I'm not going to say it's impossible. I mean, if you look at what Cardano did in the last bull run, I mean, anything's possible. But, 10, depending on where things are, 10x is usually the place to take some chips off of the table. Moving on to ApeCoin. ApeCoin, Yuga Labs, the board, all those NFTs, a lot of celebrities bought them. That was the big fad in the last bull run. NFTs have been dying out. Not dying out, but a lot of there's a lot of FUD with that. There's a lot of FUD with that. There's a lot of big names talking against them. There's the fear that you kind of need to potentially recover and come up. This one, I'd say, out of all five of these, is probably the most risky, but could have the most amount of return. Look at this money flow coming up. Trigger wave kind of forming on ApeCoin. Just nice on Market Cipher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow X's on your 3-day. That is just a nice kind of pattern, nice kind of thing where you could, recover a lot and come all the way back up a lot. And you don't even need to get to all-time highs to get a 10x here. $15, that's all you need. If you get to all-time highs, that's almost a 20x. It's absolutely possible here. We just gotta, we gotta see in terms of, time where that could be. You come into the green, you stay in the green for a while, for a year. It could be a long time in the green. This could be, a gradual, recovery upward for a while here. So that's ApeCoin. Moving on to VeChain. I know I'm wearing a VeChain shirt. Believe me, I'm not sponsored by them. I swear they're not paying me to talk about this. There's other coins I could talk about that probably have the same potential as VeChain. It's just one that I saw out of this list of 5 that I have and that I think could do a 10x. So, like I've been mentioning, we're kind of in that disbelief phase. I think we got our 30% correction, we got our significant correction, our kind of sell the news thing after the ETF, and you have your yellow 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow X's, money flow coming up on your 5-day there. Excellent on the macro. Your weekly looks like it wants, your weekly going from green here to our peak in April of 21, right to that point. That's going to be April of 25. And where could you end up? Let's see. Just back to all-time high is almost a 10x, almost a 10x. If we can get up to 30 cents, that's going to be a 10x. It's a $2 billion market cap. Potentially, I could see this going to a $20 billion market cap, potentially even more. That's what I like on VeChain right here. Last one on this list, it's in no particular order though, guys. Like I mentioned, HBAR. HBAR, been in the red for a while. 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow X's. You're making higher lows here. You got your correction, downward 34% correction. I think we got some more. I think we got some more potential here. And that was your peak right there, September of 21. I'm just curious where this would bring us out to on the weekly. October of 24. October of 24 right there, which would be really early. I would assume it would take a bit longer. Looking at where we could end up, it's a $2.5 billion market cap. 7x to all-time highs. If you can get, I know, maybe a lot of people would be screaming $1, 13x. It could easily go there, I think. But, I think you can make a higher high. Or even if you sold at the previous high, I mean, that's still a really, really good gain here. I think there's a good shot of a 10x for HBAR. I think there's absolutely a good shot of that. So hope you guys enjoyed this kind of analysis. All of these 5, I think, have a really good shot. Remember, for altcoins, you want to be diversified. I go into more details kind of on the DCA strategy for altcoins in my free crypto DCA course. The link is down below for that. And I go into a lot of details, but the TDRL here is I'm basically buying up, going to be DCAing into these altcoins and then quite a few more actually, until around mid-April. So that's what I'm kind of looking at. And then I'm going to hopefully hold at least a year for long-term capital gains. So that's basically the plan here. I think there's a lot of opportunity in this market. Again, it's obviously speculative. Anything could happen. Never invest any money that you aren't comfortable losing. This isn't financial advice. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up. Always appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, because I post a lot of really good content on this channel. Check out the other videos. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye.